But for now on the Bristol Music Show, it's time for a little bit of live music and chat. We've got Dr. Days Junction in the studio. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Yeah, good.
Good. We've got a whole host of people, so we haven't got many microphones. So if you could come forward and tell us each of your names and what you do in the band, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Lehman and I'm the singer.
Pi, saxophone.
My name's Dean and I play bass.
I'm Anjay, I'm guitar.
And I'm Tom, and I'm drums.
Yay! Nice. Thank you so much for coming in. We're going to have some acoustic tracks from you later. We haven't quite worked out how it's going to happen. We've got a saxophone here and some guitars and some other stuff going on. I'm sure we can work. Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Tell me a bit about yourselves as a band, because I know you've been together only a couple of years now, is it?
Less than, it was just over a year.
Yeah,
maybe
just
a year?
Just over, about a year with pretty much with the current lineup, apart from the drummer, our new drummer recently.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did some festivals last summer. We're playing around Bristol and stuff, so
It's all got out of control, didn't it? A little bit.
How did you guys end up forming then? Did you know each other beforehand? Or?
Well,
actually I put the band together. I was just starting to learn to play saxophone. I met Anjay, the guitarist in India. So one night when we'd had a few drinks, I said, "Do you want to start a band?" And he said, "Yeah." So when we got back here, we started a band, and then I knew Dean from college.
way back.
We've got these guys as well from
So
Adverts.
you met in India,
So
but then
Anjay
you...
wasn't living in India.
No, he lived in Bristol. We were just in the hostel.
Okay, honestly, yeah, I got lost halfway through that story then. It's just like, oh, you're right, mate. Do you fancy coming back to Bristol and just making a band?
Just imported him back.
But you both happened to live in Bristol.
Yeah. And we were just in the hostel room, so.
Okay. And how did the type of music you make form? Because it's quite kind of, in my head, like fun, Bristol, kind of funky disco stuff, right?
It's, well, I mean, when we first started off the band, it was like, it sort of started off as being like quite just soul was the first aim. And then I think we've all got like quite different tastes of music. Like really. We don't really all agree. If we had to make a playlist together, it would be a nightmare because we'd all be like, there's crossovers or we like stuff, I think, and that's kind of how we come to the sound. Yeah, I mean, I think we all, you're really into hip hop, and we're more of a jazz man.
Sort of stuff, yeah.
Same with Tom.
Electro.
I am the electro kid. Yeah.
What are you doing, man?
Dance, I think.
Dance.
So is there ever any kind of feelings that you might want to take your next EP or whatever in a different direction, and you might want to make it a bit more dancey, or you might want to make it a bit more jazzy? Or?
I think, yeah. I mean, sometimes when you just start off, you're kind of limited what you've got available to you. Not every musician starts off with like racks of synthesizers, and I've got all the home recording software. So yeah, there was always limitations, and that's kind of a good thing to a certain degree, I think.
But I think also we end up with each track has like a bit of a different influence on. So everyone has like a little bit. You can tell people where they've put in different bits.
Who writes the music? Or is it kind of a collaborative thing?
Mostly team, but everyone sort of chips in.
Yeah.
If someone turns up and they say, "Oh, I got a riff," we just all pile in.
Yeah. I think we sort of generally tend to start with a main course and then sort of it's a seasoning from there on in, really.
Okay. Cool.
I like that. Nice term. It's a seasoning.
You come with your meat and veg.
Yeah.
What seasoning can you add?
Not complete until there's seasoning.
So you released an EP in May. Was that your second EP? Or?
No, first.
It was your first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So how was it putting that together? How did you? Because how many tracks were on it? Four.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 4.
How did you manage to get it down to the 4 tracks and put it together?
Well, we only had 4 songs.
That makes it easier.
That made it really easy.
Yeah. I think selection process.
Yeah, I think you can tell with some of the tracks that it's sort of an evolution that's gone on as we've done the songs. I think it's always slowly evolving to go back to it. But,
I don't even play on all of them.
no, hey,
Yeah,
don't be down on yourself now. You were there in spirit.
It sounded like it was a bit more of a statement. Like, by the way, guys, you left me out on that track. I'll be on that one.
Yeah.
just no drums. But
I think we've got plans to certainly hit recording quite hard again, quite soon actually. Especially with the new stuff that we got going.
Yeah, got lots of new stuff.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Are we going to hear some of that new stuff today?
So one of the tracks we're going to play is from the EP, and one is new. So
Okay.
Exclusive.
world exclusive. Yeah.
Yes, exclusive. Which one are we going to hear then? Let's hear one now. Obviously, we need to do some shuffling around in a second.
Yeah.
But
So the first one we're going to play is Hush, which is the track that's on our EP. And if anyone wants to download it, it's like Pay What You Want. So
Okay.
it's just on the website and the Facebook, all that
Many
stuff. You can
mediums.
just,
Many mediums.
I like a bit of
MySpace.
pay what you want.
We got it covered.
Bebo, yeah.
It's
we're
on
still
there. It's
there.
on there.
DrDaysJunction.com. So that's the
Yeah.
website.
DrDaysJunction.com.
Okay, now as I said, a lot of instruments and a lot of musicians, but we haven't quite figured this out yet. So saxophone's going out the door right now. That was just a suggestion earlier. You know,
good suggestion.
play us a couple of notes. Play us a couple of notes. Oh yeah, that will definitely work. Okay, I'm going to move my microphone over whilst Carl tells us what you have for dinner, just to stall a little bit.
Okay, so dinner. Oh, do you know, I had an interesting meal, I have to say. So leftover potato dauphinoise. Yes, I've stepped up in the role. Yeah. I don't know how to spell it, but I know how to say it. And what else did I have with that, actually? Oh, right, phyllo pastry. You're getting into this. It's pretty much like making your own pizza, just not as heavy. You can just chuck loads of stuff on. So I had a bit of tomatoes, a bit of asparagus. I'm turning into a bit of a health freak, it sounds, to be honest with you, because
You're getting posh.
I know when I first started, I had a sandwich and some chips. Now, because I know you're going to ask me every week, I'm like, right, I had a Cartman. What did you have for dinner, Harriet?
I had fish, and it's a bit weird actually what I had. I had like mackerel with like an aubergine dip that we made on top, and then some butternut squash on the side. It looks kind of weird and brown.
Nice.
Anyway, I think the bands are ready.
Perfect.
Have you broken the microphone?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Shall I come
Kind
on?
of things happen. So
Carl, tell people how they can get in touch with us.
So yes, make sure you send your music into Bristol Music Show at bcfmradio.com. Make sure you send your songs, but make sure you also send some information about yourself as well. We do say it every single week, but we want to know as much information about you as possible so we can obviously tell the people listening. And obviously if there's any gigs you've got coming up, any EPs, albums, let us know. So yeah, that's Bristol Music Show at bcfmradio.com.
Nice work. We're ready.
Woo, we're ready.
Okay. So this is Dr. Days Junction live on the Bristol Music Show, playing a brand new track.
this is Hush.
Distraction is a friend who taught me to ignore, who taught me to pretend. Am I losing touch, losing focus in the silence of the hush? I just don't seem to notice. But I see you are no longer under, no longer troubled by the distant thunder. In answer to my message, no, nothing's too much. I don't have to hold my breath, I won't have to hush. Let's cruise. I wonder who'd lose in turbulence and static. I can't seem to lose my holes on hold. Testing patience, just waiting to connect, awaiting affirmation. But I see you are no longer under, no longer troubled by the distant thunder. In answer to my message, no, nothing too much. I won't have to hold my breath, I won't have to hush. Hey, 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 ho! In answer to my message, I no longer hush. The signs to my bed, button to push. Now the cage is open and I feel the breeze. I was scared I bust, but now I believe. In answer to my message, I no longer hush. A signs to my fear, a button to push. Now the cage is open and I feel the breeze. I was scared at first, but now I believe.
you.
Awesome. That was Dr. Days Junction live on the Bristol Music Show on BCFM. Oh, that was great. Thanks, guys. Having a nice little dance along there. You look like you have lots of fun when you go performing. I guess that's the kind of music you make, right?
Of course.
Yeah, that's
the point.
Well, you know, some people make kind of
Never
solemn
played,
music.
acoustic before that.
Have you never? So how was that?
It's good.
It was different but nice.
No hiding.
Have we just helped change direction of the band, right?
Yeah,
That's what
Acoustic now.
we're going back, lo-fiing it now.
Did you have to rehearse a lot to do that? Was that kind of a very big difference for you?
Not really. I mean, it's you just kind of strip it back to its core components, and you have to decide, you know, what works in a stripped back way. Am I wrong here? No.
Yeah.
Tweaked a few things.
Few rehearsals, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got it under control.
Sounds good. We're going to play a track from the EP shortly. Is it from EP, Lee?
It is.
Yes. Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
going to play that in a little bit, just so in case anyone doesn't know you, they know what your real sound is like as well. And we're going to have another acoustic track. You're listening to the Bristol Music Show on BCFM. Harriet and Carl with you, and Dr. Days Junction are here. I was looking on your website earlier. Your name comes from
yeah.
a railway station. Is that right?
Yeah, I used to have a really kind of depressing commute between where's I live in Weston-super-Mare, and I had this really long commute to Wales, and we kind of were stuck on a name to begin with. We were like the something or other, and I noticed that when you go past Temple Mead, there's a part where the sort of tracks meet, and I saw a sign that said Dr. Days Junction, and I was like, no way. I was just like, how has nobody used this as a band name? So I quickly Googled it, and I was like, no one's used it. I was like, oh, mate, bye.
But if you search it, you get our band, but then also loads of videos of trains.
Yeah.
Train people putting all they must be really pissed off.
Yeah.
And apparently Dr. Days was actually quite a cool character. Apparently,
Liked his rhubarb,
he
didn't he?
loved his rhubarb. Yeah.
So it's actually named after a person.
Yeah, he's a real guy. Yeah. That's they knocked down his house, I think, to build the junction there.
they
So they were
named
like,
after him.
oh, Dr. Days Junction.
That's pretty cool.
Not knowing it'd be the
Bristol through and through.
yeah.
You should do some performing on a train going past that junction. That'd be
Imagine
cool for a
that.
music video. Get the sign. in the
Open.
background.
That's a good idea.
Get in there.
I don't believe it's accessible by foot, not legally.
Oh well. You
If
know.
I'm honest.
So you guys are working on some new stuff at the moment, and does that mean maybe an album's on the way? As soon as you just release an EP?
That's the end goal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think. Ultimately, I think we're trying to make it a bit more cohesive. We're trying to make sure that all those different flavours of all the spices, you know,
The seasoning.
they're all coming together. But yeah, I think we're sort of dancing down that line sometimes of being kind of a dance band in many ways. Like, there's a lot of kind of dance music that we use. So I think it's all starting to come together. It's all starting to come together. So yeah, I think soon we're going to get back onto re-recording sort of an album's worth.
Okay. And how will you go about that? Because I'm guessing do you all have other jobs, or is music the main thing you do, or are you a variety?
That's the dream, isn't it? Day jobs.
Yeah, we just have jobs. We just so we normally go up to last place we went to was Music Ape up in Stokes Croft. It's a really good studio. We really enjoyed recording there, so we want to save up some money and head back up there, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And everything's kind of self-managed, self-produced, self-released stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I think by the time we've finished writing the songs, I'm pretty quite stubborn, aren't we? Really, but so we kind of know what we want by the time we're ready to record. I think, and we kind of painstakingly do rough recordings of each song anyway, and kind of go back over, and it just never ends. So yeah, I think by the time we go into the studio, we know exactly what we're looking for. I think.
Okay, cool. Now you guys been together for not that long, I guess, in terms of the Bristol music scene.
Fresh out the gate.
Yeah. How are you finding the music scene in general? Are people kind of supportive? Are you getting good gigs? What's it been like?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been like a sort of renaissance.
It's just brilliant in Bristol. We can go out every weekend, can't you? And you can just we go out to Stokes Croft together, and you can just see amazing bands, and everyone's just so come and send us some stuff, come out and
so diverse.
yeah, and
That's
just
the
really
one thing that
inspiring
blows me
people
away.
as well. Really, really great bands. So
Have you performed with lots of other local artists as well?
That's a good question. I think
Some, not loads.
yeah, not many.
But if you're listening, then
but if you want it, if you need a band to step in,
call this number.
get on it.
You all did a gig at the Louisiana.
Yes.
In May.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah, it was really good actually. It was
Good
nice.
turnout, actually.
Yeah,
Nice
for
vibe.
Monday night. It was
Yeah, it was.
We only do anything on a Monday night.
Those are the rules. Those are the rules.
for the moment.
That works for us. That's fine.
Yeah.
They want us to come back, so it can't have been that bad.
Ah, that's good.
Was that just yourselves performing, or was there other acts there as well?
There were two other acts. One Bristol band, 2319. They're really good, and the Itinerants. We're actually supporting them on their LP launch later on this month.
19th
Cool.
of June.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know about them. There's so many Bristol bands that we just still don't know about.
So you're always
There's loads
learning.
of them.
It never ends.
Shall we hear a track? Is it from your EP? The one we're going to hear?
Yeah,
now?
this is
This is the one that's fresh out the gate.
This is a fresh one.
Oh, so hot.
Okay, tell us about it.
Dean, tell us.
The song's called Disconnected. And yeah, and I think it kind of goes back to what you were talking about earlier, like do you have day jobs and whatnot? And we all do, I guess. And I think it's almost like sometimes you feel like you're not really alive when you're living in a rut, you know.
Okay.
I think it's a song that kind of looks at that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
With seasoning.
with seasoning involved. Yeah,
All right. We'll hear it now. Then it's Doctor's Days Junction.
it's not. Yeah.
Doctor's Day Junction live on the Bristol Music Show on BCFM.
Fire in the heart, the belly of the beast is warmer under wings than it might seem. People come and go, the movement of feet, the shuffle of monotony, the marching of defeat. First came the job, then came the wage. Since the very first day you've been best behaved. You know what time you're there, but when it's time to leave, there's no right to choice. There's so much noise. The questions you learn, desires that burn, carry them with you. You calm yourself, you need it. You better start hoping and believing. I don't wanna be disconnected. I don't wanna be disconnected.
She said I got a shut shop, interrupting the chorus. Can't rip, slip the mask, it's just too much. So now she's on stage trying to record us, cause we shift, drift the days we lost that touch. And now she's gotta buy more, cause he said that she's gorgeous. Leo and Taurus have got nothing for us. Warriors with your networks, counting up net worth. Spiders in the grass just astonishing networks. Deep fry worldwide of Sir Rise. The hero line, the excuse supplies, sent you back to your ghost nights. You know that you're close, right? You're far, far away, just as long as you're close might. Rose fights sent me out of the country. Mandalas cause we know how to walk free. Carry it all on my back with the monkey, but please don't unplug me, I'm just too comfy.
Been things I don't want. And I'll sell myself for what I don't need. Do I wish away the basic 16 to the beat? Whose help can deliberate, divided we are weak. There's another way to spend your days. We could connect to what we love, but all that slips away. I don't wanna be disconnected. I don't wanna be
absolutely love that, guys. Honestly.
Yeah. Was not expecting that little MC bit to come in the middle as well. That was so cool.
I told you, a little bit of every genre and every
Yeah, right.
Little seasonings.
I feel like I haven't heard a track where you've been doing that. Am I right? Have you done that on a track before?
There's one on Shadows, which is on the EP. We didn't want it to be a full hip-hop album, but just chucked in there sometimes to mix it up.
Ah, nice. Cool. If you just tuned in, it's the Bristol Music Show on BCFM. Dr. Days Junction even just performed 2 live acoustic tracks for us. We're going to play another track as well from the EP very shortly. So what have you guys got planned for the rest of the summer? Lots of festivals?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got at the end of the month Curious Yellow Festival, which is
What's
really,
that?
really looking forward to that. It's not really advertised on social media, is it? But we've had permission to mention it tonight.
We have to ask about
We
it.
had
Can
to
we
ask.
say this? It's kind of a secret.
Where is it? What is it?
It's just north of London. It's limited to 500 people, and they don't advertise at all. So
Okay.
it's just word of mouth, and I guess they sell out every year, so people must just want to come back and love it.
Yeah, it does. Sound, it does look. By the looks of it, pretty
Well, it's
amazing.
really
Yeah.
I do like a good small festival.
Yeah. And then we've got the Green Gathering in, is it end of August or something?
Yeah, August. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and then straight up onto the album writing, I guess. Getting serious.
I think it sort of happens in the background, the album writing, but
Okay.
yeah, we've still got more. There's more coming. So yeah. Yeah, I can't stop it. You can't stop the flow, you know.
Are you going to set a date on when you might release an album, or are you just going to let it flow and see when it happens?
I think
Probably not just yet.
not just yet. I think we have a sort of, we have a vague idea about when we're going to do it, but I think we've been in such like
You
a
don't wanna
rush,
rush it as well, yeah.
to like try and get nice juicy set going. So I think when it comes to finishing up an album, that's
He hasn't had any dinner, you can tell.
so hungry. But yeah, I think it's in the works. You just don't want to rush it, you know. Don't want to spoil it.
I just want to see how many more cooking innuendos you can kind of throw in.
Don't challenge him.
Oh, I'm cooking it up. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So you've got some exciting stuff lined up, I guess, over the next few months. Before we play this track, we kind of tend to often ask people about their Bristol favourites, obviously the Bristol Music Show. Have you got, I don't know if there's a favourite venue you've played in the city or somewhere that you haven't played that you'd like to play yet?
The canteen.
Yeah, almost
really wanna
everywhere
play
along
it.
Stokes Croft. I think we'd love to play, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Have you not played Canteen yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But mostly because they haven't heard of us. So
Maybe
that's
now.
our fault. We need to go in.
Canteen.
Come on. Yeah, I think that we'd all really like to play that. Anyone else?
Attic Bar.
Attic Bar.
Attic.
Golden Lion,
Please.
Okay.
Mr. Wolf?
Exchange, Mr. Wolf,
Everywhere.
I want it all.
Thekla.
Come on, yeah.
So we got to wait for the tour, basically.
Bristol
tour, yeah, why not? And what about artists for you is there any kind of local artists you really like or would like to maybe put on a set with, put on a line?
Well, my two favourite Bristol bands, I don't know about these guys, are First Degree Burns and The Inexplicables.
Hear, hear.
Really just love them.
Yeah.
Just love them for different reasons, but just amazing music.
You
Very
definitely
enjoyable.
suit a lineup with them.
Yeah.
So they're a bit bigger than us, aren't they?
Yeah, but you know,
Bigger boys.
suggest yourself as a support act for these things, can't you? You never know if you don't ask. Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much for coming by and for
Thanks for
playing
having
live
us.
jazz.
Yeah,
It's
cheers.
been
Thank you very
fun.
much.
I hope you get to eat some dinner soon.
I hope so.
We've got Leap here. Tell us about this track before we play it.
It's all about herbs and spices and cooking. No, so I wanted to. I don't know. I find songwriting. I find writing lyrics really hard. The melody of the song will write itself. Kind of. I wanted to do something that's a bit more afflicted with, I don't know, gypsy jazz guitaring, but in a different way. And
We actually have a music video for this track.
We do?
It's stop motion animated by a Mexican guy. It's about a girl addicted to nightlife, isn't it?
yeah, I think I wanted to kind of tell a bit of a story here. Songs I think are a bit more interesting when they're not about you. You kind of change the perspective. It's about someone else, and you write it through their eyes.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's what I was trying to do with the song. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, this is Dr. Days Junction and Leap. Thank you very much, guys. Stay in touch and let us know when you've got gigs coming up and we can shout them out and everything.
Sweet.
Cool.
Will do.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Quiet little child, don't you worry. That's what I say as I leap into the night. So flow, sometimes you gotta let go. I wanna breathe in all the sights and sounds.